Hello, all my dear friends. This is Maxine Taylor, and I have the astrological overview for the world um, and the world of December uh, 2024. Um, I've got lots of stuff to share, and the first thing I want to share with you is something that you might be interested in attending. My dear friend, Dr. Arlene Dianco, the multidimensional MD, um, has the School of Stillness. And she invites various people to come speak on their specialty. And she has blessed me with an invitation. I am going to put on a workshop with you, I hope, certainly for you, called How to Read Your Astrology Chart. Everybody wants to understand themselves, right? And we're afraid sometimes of what we might get, what an astrologer might tell us. Those of you who I have read know that we are spirit in a physical form. And so, what I'm going to be talking about in this all day workshop from 10 to 4 is what's right about you, because that's your movie, that's your game plan. It's not who you are. You are spirit in an earthbound body. And that's how I read my clients because you are all so beautiful. We are one and the same. So it's going to be Saturday, December 14th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Um, in Arlene Dianco's offices in Roswell, Georgia. Very easy to get to if you're here in Atlanta. If you're not, it's still easy to get to. Um, excuse me. Oh, this is so much better. I'm teaching it in person and virtually. The class is going to be small. And so if you're interested, just get in touch with me. I'll put you in touch with Arlene's office manager. Uh, have your birth information ready because your textbook is going to be your birth chart. I'm going to show you how to read you. And I promise you, you will walk away in love with you because that chart is not who you are. It's the game. It's the movie of your life. So let me see what I've got here. I think I've covered everything. If you have any questions at all, just shoot me an email at uh, just go to my website and send it to me via my website, MaxineTaylor.com. And I'll be glad to give you all the details on this. And I look forward to meeting you in person and helping you lift up and rise up and helping you fall in love with you. Okay. You can tell probably how excited I am in sharing this information. Now, let's talk about the overview for the entire world um, for the month of December 2024. First of all, let's just start with good old Mercury retrograde. It has been retrograde, and from what I've seen, it has been a doozy of a retrograde. People are telling me stories about what they've had to go through, and it's hard to believe. If it in one thing, it's another. And we know not to start a new project under a retrograde Mercury because it either fizzles out completely or has to be redone in the future. After Mercury goes direct, which it will on the 15th, it will move immediately into the shadow of the retrograde, and then it will come out of the shadow naturally within uh, probably 1 to 2 weeks, depending on the position heavenward. Let's see. Yes, it goes direct on the 15th. So when Mercury's retrograde, everything is confused. And this is why you don't start new projects. But if you know that Mercury is retrograde and that it goes direct on the 15th and that it'll move immediately into the shadow, which feels the same as when it was retro, you won't feel crazy. Now, along with that, as if that were not enough, Mars, the planet of action and energy, it's the planet of what you fight with or fight for. It can be war, it can be sex, it can be combat, it can be sports of a violent nature. You know, football is a socially acceptable outlet for war, um, and people go crazy over that. So when Mars is retrograde, it's totally different from when Mercury is retrograde. When Mercury is retrograde, all your thoughts are jumbled, everything is confused, communication, correspondence, transportation, our mouth and our minds are all crazy. Okay. When Mars goes retrograde, um, fighting with people, fighting for people. That's exactly how it manifests. However, when it goes retrograde, excuse me, normally that's what it does. When it goes retrograde, it's like the whole world flatlines. It, Mars, do it now. Let's get going. When it's retro, it's like, then happens. Nothing's going on. And so you got Mercury, who is just a jumbling idiot when it's retro, and Mars, that's interesting combo when this happens. Um, so you're not crazy. I just want you to know that. Because if you have a little knowledge of astrology, you may think that you're crazy. You're not, not at all. And so if you have plans, work around these two delightful retrogrades. Now, let's go through the new moons and the full moons. The new moon, we've already had one. Well, the new moon, let's see, it's December 1st. Today's date is December 1st. Good morning. It's the new moon. And I'll tell you where this is going to fall in your solar. See, can you hear the Mercury retro? My lips are not working as a team. And forget the brain. It's out in the parking lot. So, December 1st, we had a new moon. Oh, we had it here in Atlanta, Eastern time zone, earlier this morning. And energy is starting to move forward. Have you noticed that the past few days, nobody feels like celebrating? We're supposed to give thanks and all that. And it's like, okay, whatever. There's nothing on TV that I want to watch. So now that we are in the growing moon, your energy will increase. You'll see the big picture. Now, remember, Mercury is in the shadow of the retrograde. And of course, Mars is just right there, ready to kick in on the 6th. All right. The moon is growing on the new after the new moon. And then on the 15th, we have got the full moon. Now, the full moon brings everything to a head. And I'll be telling you where these lunations, the new moon and the full moon, fall in your solar chart. So you can you can plan accordingly. But when I say plan, both Mercury and Mars are laughing at me because they're looking at each other saying, ha ha, these folks think they can plan something, because that's how it feels. And your plans, they're flip-flopping. It's all over the place. Okay. So the full moon is in 24 of Gemini. Find 24 Gemini in your birth chart, and you will see where things come to a head. This takes place, the full moon is on the 15th, and Mercury goes direct on the 15th. Wow. Mercury goes from retro, backwards, to forward. And everything is going to come to a head then. You'll see. Whether it's here in the United States where I'm sitting or in your home country. So just know that you're not going crazy. And then 2 weeks later, we have a new moon on December 30th, which falls in 9 Capricorn 44. And just before the new moon, everything is on pause. Nothing's happening. Don't start new projects. However, celebrate. So, ironically, the first night of Hanukkah and Christmas both occur on December 25th. So to those of you who celebrate either one of those, have a beautiful holiday, and don't let the Mercury or the Mars throw you, okay? All righty. I've shared the Know Yourself workshop. Let's talk about where the planets are. The sun is in Sagittarius. Sag is hail, fellow, well met. Sagittarius says, give me my freedom. Let me soar. Don't hold me down. On the 21st, the sun moves into practical, logical. I don't mope. I don't hope. I cope. Capricorn, serious, money oriented, etc. Traditional Capricorn. So you can see it goes from Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, that says, I want to spread my wings and soar. And Capricorn says, better put some gas in that tank before you take off. It's that kind of thing. Okay, then Venus, love, money, beauty. Venus is the lesser benefic, and it brings happiness and money and beauty and joy and cravings for sugar. Yeah, you can blame Venus for that. Okay. Has been in Capricorn. And so your concept of love, your concept of beauty has been restricted on the 7th. I remember Mercury goes direct on the 6th. On the 15th, never mind. It's Mars that goes direct on the 6th. You can hear the Mercury retrograde in my head. It doesn't know where to plant itself. So Venus moves into Aquarius, which is the universal sign Aquarius is the humanitarian. Um, and Aquarians say, am I crazy or is it the world that's crazy? Honey, it ain't you. Look at what's going on out there. So, Venus, which has been circumspect in Capricorn, on the 7th moves into Aquarius and says, y'all come to my house and we'll have an open house, that type of thing. What Aquarius tells me is that what's best for the group is best for the individual within the group. And I told you I loved you last week. I haven't changed my mind. That's Aquarius. Now, Mercury, of course, I've described it to you. It goes direct in 15 degrees of Sagittarius. So you have the picture of that. It will stay in place in Sag. And that'll give you the opportunity to tie up the loose ends that you've been leaving just on the floor or wherever you put them in a closet. That's great. You don't see them. Okay. Jupiter is still retrograde in Gemini, but have you noticed that even though it is retrograde, it's still blessing you? If you have Jupiter in your second house, even right now, even though it is retrograde, it's still bringing you money and gifts. That's going to be there for a while. Awesome, right? And then, of course, there's Mars in great, grand, glorious Leo. And Mars goes retrograde on the 6th. So what we want to watch out for so we can see how it's going to affect us is the full moon and Mercury going direct on the 15th. Okay. And I think that's all I've got for you this go round. For those of you who are looking for the perfect gift, call me. Give yourself the perfect gift. Do you know what your mission is here on this planet? I love helping people get their life mission. It's on the spiritual services tab, under the spiritual services tab on my website. Once you have your mission, look out. When things get a little difficult or whatever, you focus on your mission and you get into it again and everything calms down. So, my dear friends, have a wonderful December. And I'm going to be offering workshops on my latest book, Secrets from the Womb, the hidden pact that runs your life. If you are interested, and I'm not going to give you a whole lot of information because you'll know if you're supposed to take that workshop. I'm going to be offering one in, oh shoot, we're still deciding on dates, is why I can't get one clearly, but I'm going to be doing 2 of them in the next 3 months. So if you have read my book on the programming that we all receive while we're in the mommy's tummy in utero, please give me a call. I'll tell you when they are and all the details. It will blow your mind. And I'm writing a sequel to it because I'm still getting more information. I've seen people's lives literally transformed from this piece of information. And so, till we meet again, my dear friends, May the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now.